Hello everybody, I hope you are well. Today is the final video in our series where Cameron Hurst Shifu takes me through the basics of Northern 7-star praying mantis Kung Fu. In this video he shows me just one of their basic figure 8 staff drills. It's very similar in lots of ways to a very common Aikido Joe warm-up drill where we do the figure 8 hasso movement with the wrist, but this is using 2 arms, and rather than being just a basic drill, they actually focus on each of the movements being a block and or a strike. So it just shows the functionality of the way they approach what they're doing. Very interesting stuff. You can see I struggled a little bit with this at first. Worth having a go, especially if you're a fan of training with the Joe. I hope you enjoy this. If you do, smash the like button. Consider subscribing to the channel if you haven't already done it. Click the notifications thing and enjoy the clip.
Okay, so what we're going to look at now is how we turn our staff from a Shaolin style. So using a standard staff, and there's different types of staffs in Chinese martial arts. There's very long staffs. There's long staffs which derive more from spear, and then there's kind of shorter staffs, which usually is going to be head height. So this is a bit short, but it's going to work. So the first thing is how to hold it. We're going to use 2 hands, and this is going to be a double overhand grip. Okay? Now from this position, and we can stand with our feet kind of close together. You don't need them right together, but just comfortable, because we're going to be turning and you don't want to hit your knees. So the movement of the arms is actually going to be shown in a lot of other techniques. So whether it's double weapons, like double swords, or even empty hand movements, it's a similar motion with the arms. So from here, what we're going to do is we're going to come over with this end, okay? Then we're going to come around and we're going to use this back end to strike. Then that's going to come over. And finally, that comes over. So we're essentially doing 3 strikes in the one motion. Yep, so think about doing double on each side. So if I'm coming here, what tends to happen is people will do it on one side and then they'll come half on the other side. So 1, then this backhand's going to come over again.
Push that through. So pushing through and over.
Yep. So from here, 1, 2.
So this comes up underneath.
Yep, this comes underneath here and come over with the back side. Stay on that side, so this is going to go down this side of your leg. Then we come across. Yep. Stay on that side. Yep, now change. So it's going to be a different motion to what probably a lot of people have seen or are used to with a staff, because we're using the staff for fighting. So we're incorporating strikes and blocks. So if I'm blocking, I could be blocking, then striking, and then striking again and striking or blocking.
Yeah, so you're having to be quite loose with the fingers.
Again, it's a combination of firm and loose. You want firmness when you're striking, but you want looseness to be able to move the staff comfortably. And you're going to have to, the way we train is to stand straight, at a basic level, stand straight, and use the rotation of the body to assist. Because the next level up is to add the stepping. And once you add the stepping, that's when you start to add other techniques. Yeah, that's good.
There's an Aikido kind of one-handed version of this.
You can do this with one hand.
But this is the two.
This is a two-handed version.
So it's the difficulty is that I'm feeling my shoulders getting.
Because if you go from a staff to a two-handed weapon like a sword, you're going to need to come over here. it's this motion here. Okay, and then once we've mastered the basic standing and turning, then we can add some stepping. So if we come back a bit, try and do the motion and just feel naturally where you would step. Doesn't matter too much which. So you'll find that there's a natural position where you feel your hips can come through. And you may also want to move back. Generally what happens is you'll step and you'll shuffle back and move forward to clear, and then you can keep moving. Yep. So we use this a lot when we start to build into our kata or our forms, is we have the stepping. Because I'm turning my body here, and I'm using that motion to allow the staff to block. So I'm blocking, normally it's a spear, so if a spear's coming low, I can block it and come over. And then I can come over again. And then from there we can start to incorporate our other stances. And that's where we start to get into more combining techniques. But this is the basic turning action. And if you can get this right, then it will just lead on to other stuff.
Can I just see that with the football? Just see you moving forward and backwards.
So if we start from here, it's not really going to matter which way you go. So you'll see my hip position. I'm letting my hips. And you'll notice this forward and back motion. So I'm using that to change my center of gravity slightly, just to allow the staff to come through and then the force to come down.
Yeah, we just there's a hasso thing very similar.
Yeah.
So you're turning, you're keeping your feet the same, you're turning.
Yeah, when we're practicing, I mean, this is not combat action, this is just training. We're going to turn. And again, if you've got really tight shoulders, or also like upper back, thoracic spine, you're going to find it hard to, especially get that second one around.
Yeah.
I have quite tight wrists, so I have to tend to be quite loose.
I'm telling you, I'm letting go of my fingers because I don't have any. Yeah.
So it's actually a really good exercise to help loosen up the wrists and loosen up the shoulders and upper back, because you've got a lot of motion going on. So it's turning the staff in a way that allows you to actually strike with it. So you can use the staff to strike and block, as opposed to what you might see in more performance kind of staff where they're doing this kind of thing, because you don't have the control over the staff to and to block and to absorb strikes. You need to be able to actually grip the staff. So this is a traditional Shaolin way of turning the staff. And obviously you practice more, and your shoulders and your back and arms will get more familiar with the movement.